Are you going to talk?
Hi.
Hi.
We're going to wait for some people to come in. I don't know if we can actually see in this version how many people are in each chat room, but we already have someone here.
Oh, hey, Woody. So this was kind of a last minute deal. We announced this, an hour ago? So, yeah.
But we talked about it a little while ago. Say, Fitz does it all the time on his Hobby View channel. So we're just going to see if we can get at least 10 people in the room. That'll make us feel good. Oh, there we go. There it is right there. So we have 4 people watching. That's a start.
That's a good start.
It's my mom and
right.
my kids. Curtis. And I said Curtis would be here. So, hey, Curtis, thanks for joining.
Yep. So obviously, Lee and I are in the same place. We are in my workshop in Wisconsin. And Fitz, we did not tell Fitz about this broadcast, but he will find out, I think. And I know he was busy a little bit tonight. He's traveling for work. So hopefully he'll see this.
Work. Can we talk about his playtime?
What do you know about it? Oh, his playtime.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want. Was it a secret?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe he was going to talk about it on his show.
Oh, great. So we should plug it now.
Go ahead.
So he's in Ohio, and there's a friend of ours. Do we say our friend?
Yeah, this is a good segue into what we wanted to talk about.
So 13th Squadron.
Steve and Jack.
He's good as. So they're there. Hey, Winston from Florida. Thank you for joining us. Look, we're moving up. We got more than one person. And Adam's here. Yay. Uh-oh. He's going to take over the chat room. So anyway, he got to go hang out with the Nisgoda and look at some of their planes. And did you want to share the announcement?
Sure. It's out there. So their company is 13th Squadron. And for a long time, they had a website, 13thsquadron.com, where they shared the plans for their models that Jack, the younger Nisgoda, designs. And they started with that. And now they have their own laser cutter, and they're actually making a kit that they're selling for the Messerschmitt BF 109. And while we're here, maybe Adam knows this, or maybe some of the other people out there know this. Which ones are called a BF 109 and which ones are called a ME 109?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, I don't know the difference, but they're calling this one a BF 109. It's the E model, which is angular. And anyway, it looks really good. Go to their website, 13thsquadron.com. Take a look. It's a foam board design, like all their airplanes are. And so you would think foam board is just kind of boxy, but it's not. Jack has figured out how to make pseudo compound curves, and all their stuff looks really good. So, yeah, check it out. I think they're $49.99 each, plus shipping. And yeah, give it a look.
Reggie, thank you for joining. Can y'all hear us okay? We got Terry's mic here, and at the last minute, Terry shifted me over here. He said, I talk louder. He needs to be closer to the microphone. So let us know if you can see and hear everything okay. It looks good here.
Yeah, usually when I record a normal show, I'm much closer to the mic, too.
You can see it, guys. You can see the camera's got it right there.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have a list of stuff we would love to talk about, but if you guys have any questions for us, if you have any topics you'd like us to cover, please just throw them in the chat. Share some good jokes too while you're at it.
And specifically, I think a lot of you already know that we just came back from the AMA Nats in Muncie. So if you have questions about what went on or what's going to go on or anything Nats related, let us know. We'll do our best to answer them. And speaking of that, I'm guessing maybe there's some new people that if they're not watching live, they'll watch the video later. But we've picked up more than 1,000 new followers on Facebook in the past couple of days.
Well, I can switch to that real quick. I was actually going to talk about this, but since we're on, I have my face. Hopefully you guys can see all the pages here. But on RC Roundtable, let's go to the posts. Terry shared this fun video, and that's our lovely mugs. And where is it? It's about here somewhere, right?
There it is.
So this video here, is it going to show here? It doesn't show. Maybe if you pull it up, mute it. 329,000 views. And this is just Terry recording a control line Connie at Nat scale. See, a control line scale.
And you were somewhere on the side recording stuff too, or shooting stills.
Oh, that's right. You might see me right there.
Yeah,
and you might see me right there.
So it was kind of an afterthought. I was recording it for my own benefit. I thought it was a cool airplane and he was flying it really well. And he announced, that's another thing we'll talk about tonight. He announced what he was about to do. He said, touch and go. And so I got my camera ready and started filming. And so then he did the touch and go. So this is like a 20-second video, maybe 15 seconds. And it has gotten so much traction. It is ridiculous. So I just posted it up with all the other videos we posted over the weekend. And every now and then one hits the algorithm and takes off. And
we even got a little note from Meta saying, hey, we see you're providing good content.
Yeah.
We're going to share it with other countries now.
We've been here for 10 years, damn it. So anyway, if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out, share it, and leave a snarky comment like about 100 people have already done.
Yeah, we don't want to go through a whole bunch, but it was like scale speed. No, I mean, there's so many. There's 141 comments here, but
control line. What? They can't afford a radio.
Yeah,
you know who you are out there.
Anyway, but yeah, it was a good feed. And then I don't know if mine's in here, but we had the opportunity to fly Plywood Overcast. If you guys didn't see the new cover photo for our Facebook page, but I decided to pack it into the trailer, brought it up to Muncie for Nats, but Terry and I had some off time to go fly at Site 3, so we flew Plywood Overcast twice.
Yeah,
that's it.
Let's talk about that. This was a long string of bad decisions that came down to us flying this. So we decided let's go out to the site where they had been flying pylon racing. They had cleared out, so this big, nice runway was open. We went out there in the afternoon. Storm front coming. It's there. We know how long we have, but we know we're racing the storm.
That.
And so then the next thing we know, Lee gets out the radio. Darn it, this transmitter isn't bound to that receiver. Right now we have to create a profile. And meanwhile, I'm trying to put the airplane together and finding all the parts in the trailer. And then, hey, where's the battery? Oh, wait a minute. How does the battery fit? And
oh, that's right. I completely forgot how we had it installed. We had upgraded the batteries. We used to use 3 4S, correct? 3 4S 3000s in series. In parallel.
All in parallel.
Yeah.
Up against the front firewall.
Yeah. But then I replaced it with one 4S 10,000 milliamp battery. And I had flown it that way. But when we got there and I handed him the battery, he goes, how does this go in? And I completely forgot. We got it in there and it worked. And maybe the balance was there. We just got to.
There was gaff tape involved.
Foam, extra foam.
There was like mattress foam. We finagled something together. And what else did we on the fly? I said out loud, like we were making bad decisions here to fly this thing.
Yeah.
There was more stuff, but we pulled it all together and it flew fine. Each of us flew it for about a minute. The videos are up there. So they're short flights. We beat the storm. The airplane survived. We didn't learn our lesson. We should have.
Yeah. I'm curious, guys who are watching, we're actually using a new service and I'm looking at our preview window of the Facebook page and it looks like it's cropped. Is it cropped to you guys? Just curious if it's doing that or if the video is choppy. We just can't see the output.
Yeah. So you're showing videos through. Yeah.
Correct.
So there's a lot to go through there. All right, so there is so much to talk about from Nats Week.
Can I show this? I'm assuming that's Mark. Mark Benson. I'm assuming it's you, Mark, or maybe Matt. I don't know who's running the AMA page. I'm not there right now. So, yes, we miss you guys. Now that we're in Wisconsin, it's like, right, no cropped. So I guess it's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Good. That's good. And then I will shout out to my wife. Hello, dear. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting our count up. I'm doing fine. He's keeping me safe. And it's, by the way, speaking of safe, the weather is kind of crappy outside.
Tornado warning. No, tornado watch, but not warning. Yeah.
But we are fine. So where are we going back to now? What page do I need to go back to?
I don't know. We can kind of start at the beginning, just try to summarize the Nats experience. By the way, Nats is not over. We knew we were going to be there for a week to cover as much as we could for Nats news and some social media stuff. So we picked the week that had the most overlapping events. That was last week. But there's more stuff going on this week and next week. Or is it the week after? But there's more stuff happening.
Tomorrow is soaring cross country, correct? Wednesday.
That was supposed to be today's Wednesday.
Okay, today's Wednesday. Boy, I am lost. That is correct. Today's was supposed to start that, but I think officially everything else starts Saturday.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You can go to nats.modelaircraft.org and look at the schedule. But what I'm showing right now, for those of you on the screen, because I see the full screen, these are photos that I've shared on AMA's Facebook page. I'll move these over to our Flickr page too. And I hope that you guys have been able to see some of the videos we produce, the Nats Noobs videos that Terry stars in. We also have them on our YouTube channel. I'm sorry, the Academy of Model Aeronautics YouTube channel. And so we encourage you guys to look at that. We had a fun time going out there and doing that.
Oh, for sure.
We learned a lot.
We did. We were busy. I mean, fun stuff busy, but busy is busy. We slept well at night. And so let's take a quick detour at first. Let's talk about the Airbnb. That'd be a fun little journey. So rather than a hotel, we found an Airbnb just literally 2 miles away from the International Air Modeling Center. What could go wrong? And really not much. It had one problem, but it was kind of a big problem.
What the word we used?
Moist.
This room was very moist. Everything was moist in this place.
Yeah, if you can imagine an Airbnb smelling like the inside of a dirty sneaker, that's what we dealt with. And it was fine. I mean, we dealt with it, and we were really only there at night to sleep and sometimes to eat.
And stick to things.
But yeah, so it was just very humid, and the carpet soaked it up. I don't know. It smelled bad. And probably we smell bad now. We carried it back with us.
You would sit in the couch and a smell would rise from the couch. It was a mix of pets and moisture. So you guys can share your Airbnb horror stories in the comment section.
Yeah.
But as you've left in the review, it was close enough to AMA. It was what, 10 minutes?
Not even.
Okay. So it was very close to headquarters. And, there was a kitchen. We cooked. There was a refrigerator. We left food in there. That didn't stink. The refrigerator was keeping a good temp.
And we had our own bedroom, so my snoring didn't wake up Lee, and Lee's snoring didn't
only
wake
kept
up
him
me.
up every other 5 minutes or something. Yeah, so that was good.
Yeah.
But we survived. That was probably not a place we'll stay again. We'll go for the Ritz next time.
They said they're going to work on it, right?
Yeah, so supposedly our buddy Rob at the office has a friend who's got an Airbnb, so that's probably 3 times the price.
No, I meant the place we stayed. I let them know about the stink.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what happens. Anyway, so
just toss an air freshener on the window.
I think the theme for me on the week that we were there, it was mostly control line events. It was control line speed, control line racing, control line aerobatics, and what am I forgetting? Control line combat.
Did you say scale?
Control line scale.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 5. And in addition to that, RC helicopter and RC scale and pylon racing. So all those things going on at the same time. And if you've never been to the IAC, it's hard to explain, but it really is. It's like Disneyland for people who like toy airplanes. All those things going on. You can stand in one spot and kind of look around and see all these things going on. Better yet, you can hear them all going on in different ways. But what really surprised me was all of the control line stuff. If you think control line's dead, you're wrong. There's
Navy carrier.
I
was there watching a kid. I think if I have it, give me a second here. I'd like to pull the photos back up. I'm going to scroll to the top because I think it was this young man right here who I posted photos at a different thing. Oh, you know what? It might be in the first gallery. But there's a young man who actually, you have to land on this deck, and he did. And you get 100 points for doing that.
They call it a carrier, and in the circle of the control line arc, they have a bent Navy carrier that follows the arc of the control line circle, and they take off from that, and then they fly, I forget how many laps, fast laps, and then slow laps, and I think they take the average speed of that. So it's to your advantage to fly as fast as you can and then as slow as you can. And I didn't know this, but when you're doing the slow laps, you can't exceed 60 degrees angle of attack. So they have a guy with a protractor.
No way.
Yes.
Did they really?
A 60-degree angle, and he follows to make sure. I think you get 1 or 2 warnings, and then you're disqualified.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And then you have to land. They have hooks, and you land back on that carrier deck, and they have arresting wires on there with sandbags or something. So it's really interesting stuff. And that event has been around for decades, but it's still around. And I think that's the interesting point here.
Yeah.
And the really surprising one to me was precision aerobatics. There were a lot of people participating in that. I don't know how many entries there were, but that whole field was full of people and people helping people and pit crew. 4 circles running at the same time. What are you laughing at?
Can you not read that?
No.
We need to see Control Line Heli.
Oh,
Thanks, Ken.
yeah. No, you'll get to meet Ken. He's Green Bay local.
Okay. The carrier was really cool. I had never seen it before. I hope you guys, again, go to the AMA Facebook page and take a look at the videos, because there are some without Terry that I just ran some stuff. There is one with the precision aerobatics. That is a lot of guys were there. And as we made a comment during AMA Air, what was interesting is that a lot of the field have switched to electric. And so it was a lot quieter.
Yeah. So a lot of the control line planes run electric now. And so these are the things I learned. A lot of the control line planes, whichever competition they were in, have throttle control. And I knew that existed in the past as a third wire with a trigger or something like that. So you have the 2 wires that give you up and down, then a third one for throttle. But what they do now, or what they can do now, is run a 2.4 gigahertz radio, either attached to the handle or separate. So some people have pistol grip car radios, and they're working the throttle with that. They can also work things like flaps and like retractable landing gear. The only thing that has to be manually articulated is the elevator. So there were some really neat setups. There was one handle where they incorporated a 2.4 gigahertz radio into the handle with some toggle switches. Really cool stuff. And it had like 10 model memory. Did you talk to anybody about it?
No.
I got the spiel on it.
I mean, I saw that it had gear, it had flaps. But that's all I saw. I mean,
yeah, it's like a radio built to a handle. Yeah, it was really cool. So the best advice I can give is to go to the AMA site again, look at the Nats news columns, and there's a daily report for each of these events. And it kind of gives you some of the inside information about what goes on. And those are all written by people that are participating in those events. All right, so where was I going with that? Precision aerobatics for control line. My start in the hobby was with half A and 35 size control line. We flew Ringmasters and PT-19s and stuff like that. So we would do loops and wingovers and that kind of stuff. So I was aware that those things exist. I had never seen it in competition. When they say they do a wingover and control line precision aerobatics, that means they're flying perfectly horizontal at shoulder height. And then in a nanosecond, they whip it to perfectly vertical and they go straight over. And then when they hit 5 feet heading straight ground, they whip it horizontal again. It's nuts. They are, I don't even know how to describe it. I was super impressed. And everybody did it that crisply and that precisely. And I was convinced 1,000 times they were about to crash into the concrete. I didn't see it happen. I heard a couple times it happened, but.
Yeah, again, look at the video. There's a couple of video that precision aerobatics is a short one, but.
Do you have any good wingovers in there?
I don't know if it's good wingovers, but you're right. They get close to the ground.
Words don't describe. Obviously, they never get more than 60 feet above the ground because that's how long the wires are. Is it 52 or 60? Anyway, they never get very high.
Did you see the testing facility they had at Navy Carrier to test the pull strength of the aircraft?
Oh, no.
So they actually require before flight. Didn't know that you actually have, I don't know how many pounds it is. I'm thinking 100 in my head because it might be very heavy.
I thought it was the weight of the airplane.
No, there's an actual test at Navy Carrier where they have to pull the line. I don't know. It's this testing method before each flight that has to pass.
Okay.
And I would imagine so. because there were some people doing this on their airplanes.
Right. So that video of the Constellation, 4-engine Constellation, pretty big airplane, and you can see the guy leaning back as he's flying that thing. So yeah, to me, super interesting stuff. And what I ended up doing, part of my job was to go around and find out what's going on, help report on it. But in that, you end up talking to these people and getting some of the inside scoop. And so it was really interesting to me to go to the control line speed line. Again, I knew that control line speed was a thing, but I had never participated in it. I don't even know how to describe it. As the name implies, the object is to go as fast as you can with these planes. Some of them are very purpose built, like they only have a wing on the inside and they're shaped. And one of them had an aluminum wing, and it just really cool stuff. And like single blade propellers, and the sound of these things it's indescribable. You have to be there to experience it, to really understand. I think that like we're talking about all of this stuff, it's competition, but we were there as spectators.
Right.
And to me, I was completely enthralled with all of that. So there's certainly a spectator side to all of this stuff going on. And if you're curious about these things like I am, it's just a amusement park with all the stuff. And I might have said it in the AMA or one of the other shows. I felt a lot like I do at Oshkosh. I'd be there doing something really cool, but I knew I was missing out on something else really cool going on 100 yards away. And so,
well, that was true because we were tied up a lot over at control line, and we missed the pylon.
Was that a joke? Tied up at control line?
Oh my gosh, no, it didn't mean to be a joke, but
okay.
We were busy at pylon. Better.
Yeah.
But we missed the Thursday pylon racing, the larger class. With
right.
So we heard him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even know how to describe the whole experience, but if you're not a competitor, it doesn't matter. Go there and just watch and check all these things out. It's super cool. And if you like to see airplanes crash, you get more crashes per minute at control line combat than any other RC or aero modeling activity I have ever seen.
I can't share it here, but I actually met a family, a father-son team out there, and I asked to strap a GoPro to his son's helmet, and they were very accommodating. So I have that footage now. Let
me interrupt. That tells you everything. The fact that the pilots have to wear helmets.
Yeah,
stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah, I won't go into details, but stuff did happen. No one was injured. I will just leave that. No one was injured, but things did happen at control line combat. It is definitely entertaining.
They have spare airplanes in each match. If you crash your airplane during the match, your pit man or pit woman can swap out your airplane and you continue. They move the streamer over, they move, and you just go again. Like losing the airplane is an expected part of the deal.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because they have cases of these aircraft. They're mass produced in a foreign country.
Moldova, I think. I'm serious.
Sure, Transylvania, wherever these things are made, and it's fun. But I will say the GoPro it is a totally different aspect of appreciating the sport, because when you watch it, you say to yourself, "How are they not getting tangled up? How are they just not getting twisted?" They are. And for the demo they did for us, they were trying to keep it simple. And it's fast. I mean, I even did a slow motion, and I was like, "That's pretty darn fast."
Right.
To see it.
The amount of crashes is not a reflection of the skill of these pilots. I don't think I could even keep them going. These airplanes are super fast, super maneuverable. They are whipping around, and I don't know how they just fly around. We were watching one guy. He was trying to get away from somebody else, and he had the same move he kept repeating. Same thing, horizontal, shoulder level height, and he was doing outside loops. So he's flying whichever way it is to go outside. And he would kick it down and do a loop between his shoulders and his feet. And that height, upside down, like inverted. And it was crazy. And he did it over and over again.
Buck's asking if we can do plywood overcast control line.
No.
There it goes. Although I do like this kind. You didn't see this comment here, but it says, "I'd like to see Terry do float planes on your pond control line."
I guess we could
get him on his little boat,
the pontoon boat in the middle.
Make it so. And look, we have a little GoPro we can mount on your head, just right there, so we can do that.
All right, that's wacky enough to consider.
All right, Craig, I think we might try that. Go out there in the pond and just do a little float plane.
Craig's a local too, so
it sounds like
he
knows help. Your pond.
Yeah.
So again, we're live, guys. We have a list for those of you just joining us. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, let us know in the comments, because we can keep talking about AMA Nats, but we want to probably talk about other stuff too.
Did you want to talk about the combat plane that was also a free flight airplane?
Well, that's what I was trying
Oh,
not to really talk
oh,
about
sorry,
because
sorry.
you don't like things like that. Like I said, no one was injured in the competition of combat control and combat, but one plane did decide to take off and go off in its merry little way into the cornfield, and we were all, heads up, everybody pay attention. It was all done very professionally. I will see. It's not something you'd like to see because that is the risk of combat, but it took off and went high up in the sky. I have a photo of it, and then I have the guy recovering it about 300 yards away. So, but yeah, and then unfortunately, we did see some accidents
Right.
at RC scale. So let's see, that was the twin.
Yeah, the twin, and then a P-47.
Mm,
And again, if you read Nat's news, it talks a little bit about that. Apparently, neither was pilot error. They were both some sort of. One was a structural issue.
Oh, his rudder came off.
That was the
That
twin.
was the twin.
Okay, so one had flutter and then lost a vertical stab, and the other was they lost radio link.
Yeah. Very sad.
So,
but again, for those of you tuned in right now, go to AMA's YouTube channel or go to Facebook if you're a Facebook user. Check out all the stuff he and I have been publishing up there. Lots of videos. Really encourage you to do that. And gosh, if you've ever had an interest in competing or just going to see this, Muncie, the site is amazing. Just the facility. And I will say the for those of you who came in early, you got to see us fly Plywood Overcast at Site 3. That is the official site for pylon racing, and that was cool. We have a pretty cool video in there, and one where I got to put a GoPro down and see these planes whipping around one of the pylons. Right. But when they're done, the Site 3 was free, so it was nice to take Plywood Overcast. We also got to fly a couple other little planes out there. Yeah. And fighting against the storms because both days the rains were coming at us.
We went 3 days, right? The first 2 days we were fighting storms. The third day, we had dinner plans.
Yeah, we had work.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, we're here in the workshop. I'm making some repairs on a plane. He and I both have. I don't know. Is yours here? So fun thing is Terry and I both have the same PBY kit. So I was going to make some modifications to mine. He's fixing his motors. Mm-hmm. He's fixing the wires. Yeah. The wires that, what was it supposed to be?
They were marked as 18 gauge.
But it was like 22 gauge.
Like servo wire.
Yeah, it was the mislabeled. Check. You're gonna have an article on that?
Yeah, that'll be whatever column comes out in a few months.
So mislabeled wire. So we're doing some fun work in here. I'm going to touch on this because it will lead into AirVenture. But one nice thing about being here at Terry's right before AirVenture next week is that I've brought all of the gear, the flying gear for RC flying at AirVenture that AMA hosts. And we really needed to go through it and check all the batteries. And luckily we got some new equipment too. So our goal is to put everything together nice and neat for a buddy box system. Yep. When we first started doing it years ago, it was just one transmitter and basically relying on the safe button to recover the poor soul who was
Give me that
aiming to a DC-3 or a tree. And so we switched to a buddy box system last year. We had some issues equipment wise. So this year we're going to fix that.
Well, yeah, last year we decided we needed to go buddy box, and so we brought our own equipment and interfaced it. And then this year we got integrated stuff.
New Aeroscouts. We're adding 2 new planes. And again, we're going to clean up the system so when people come to RC flying, we'll have that method down pat.
What he's trying to say is, if anybody's going to be at AirVenture,
there we go.
Come see us. We'll be there most of the day, every day, but come see us definitely at Pioneer Runway in the evening, starting at 6:30.
Well, I'm going to pull up the page right now. You guys can go to EAA.org, pull up AirVenture in the column, and then scroll down to events, features, and there's the RC flying. And this will give you a list of all what you can and can't do. Basically, in a nutshell, it's from around 6:30 to 8 o'clock. We decide, based on lighting and conditions and other aircraft that are in the area. But it has to be under 6 pounds, has to be electric, and If you've never flown before, if you're not an AMA member, we offer training there. And I think which is really cool, this little photo gallery here is you got Terry, buddy. I hope you guys can see this. You got Terry giving a young kid an Aero Scout training, and then my son's butt is sitting right here next to Adam Woodworth, who is the CEO of Wing. And Austin's letting him fly one of his aircraft because he was just there to catch up. And then Kyle Jarris is here giving someone a training lesson as well. So it's very popular. It's a lot of fun. And I hope you guys, if you're in the area and you're planning to go to AirVenture, stop by Pioneer Runway and hang out with us.
All right. I'm going to say up front, the flying area, not huge. There's trees right there. There's classic irreplaceable airplanes right behind you. So and
in the air, there will be 2 Goodyear blimps this year.
Right. And I'm not saying it's intimidating to fly there. What I'm saying is there's a lot of activity in a small space. Mid-airs happen with higher frequency than your average RC field. So just know that coming in. It's a target-rich environment.
I would say stick to park flyers.
Oh, for sure.
Stick to park flyers. Don't bring your big EDF F-18. One guy did that. And we've had a couple of people bringing these big planes, and we've seen them down. Yeah. There's no need to bring big, expensive planes here. And by the way, again, 6 pounds. That's the limit. So we probably need to revisit that with a couple of people who bring very large airplanes. But it's fun. And, I will just say it's a cool feeling, because I remember the first year I went to AirVenture in 2017, flying my Thunder and Lightning out there and saying, I'm flying at AirVenture. I'm flying at Oshkosh. Oh,
do we have the pins?
We have the pins. I have a couple in my pocket, but I don't know if you were in on this meeting. Were you part of it? You weren't part of the, oh my gosh, we're going to paint a green dot on the runway. So there might be a contest during the event to have people land on the green dot.
All right.
So just FYI, if you don't know what the green dot is, go to EAA's YouTube channel. They have a whole explanation of all the dots on the runway. And if you're a pilot and you've been to Oshkosh, I think you can appreciate the joke about having the green dot.
Right. So are we giving out pins again this year?
We are.
Okay. So if you go and you fly there, you get a cool little pin that says I flew at Oshkosh or something like that. I flew at AirVenture.
Yeah. I have really cool. Well, they may have changed it, so I'll check, but I do have pins, and so I have yours. It's in my car.
I haven't flown there yet, so give it to me after I've flown.
Having a little pin that says I flew at Oshkosh, I think it's pretty cool.
All right.
So Craig's asking if we need any help getting ready for AirVenture.
We probably do. So Craig, I will reach out to you. We've got a lot to get done in the next few days. So
we're hoping this for enough about AirVenture. We're hoping to get to your field, if not tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah.
And fly. So I'll bring my trailer. It'll have all our gear. So Craig, if you want to test the AirVenture stuff let's have him get on his knees and he'll be the buddy box tester. Okay, now.
So I will point out that anybody coming there hoping to say hi to us and chat, when the flying starts, we're typically busy until it ends. So it's better to get on the front end or the back end if you want to catch our attention. But we're happy to say hi at any point in between.
And just real quick, those of you who are watching, are you going? So let us know in the comments if you are. And if you are going to try to come to the RC flying, let us know.
Yep. All right. So we've still got a lot from we haven't talked about.
Okay.
We talked about RC scale a little bit. I want to point out the thing that I thought was coolest about that is in the same categories, or at least at the same time, maybe competing in different classes, but in the air at the same time was a Curtiss Pusher from 1909 or something.
I'll pull up that video or your clip.
And a very early airplane, and then there would have been a turbine Hawk flying at the same time. So the historical aspect, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's a scale airplane, they can compete against each other. And so to watch them flying at the same time was really kind of neat. Now, at one point, there were 4 World War II airplanes in the sky at the same time. And that was neat because it was 2 Axis and 2 Allied. But any other time, you might see civilian and military and old and new and golden age. It was just a neat mix of stuff.
Are you guys able to see the picture? Is it blinking on and off? Because I pull it up here and I see it. And when I switch over to our other screen, it disappears. Is that happening to you guys? Let us know. Because and then also I'll switch back and just play the video. hopefully you can see that. But there's that pusher he was talking about.
Yeah, and this was neat. What I was trying to point out in this video is that he had it set up so the pilot sitting in the front moves when the control surfaces move. You can see the wheel and the really joystick. Cool. Yeah, and I got to see that airplane fly. You had to go back to the office, but I got to see it. It flew really great, and he got a round of applause when he landed. So very cool. We haven't talked about control line scale yet. Same thing as RC, but wires instead of dots and dashes. I went there the day before because there was some control line racing going on at that same site. The next day was going to start control line scale. So I went out just to see what was going on, and one of the scale guys had shown up early just to kind of get things prepped. And can you bring up a photo of the Savage, the gray twin?
I can.
So this guy was there setting up an airplane that he had just finished building like the night before. He told me he planned for it to take a month to build, and it ended up taking a little bit longer than that with lots of late nights to be able to finish it in time for the Nats. And in fact, he was there early because he needed to put the maiden flight on it before he started the competition. But it was just gorgeous. Look at that. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's not up yet. Hopefully you guys, it'll show up and not blink away. Good.
So this is a North American AJ Savage, which was late 40s, early 50s Navy plane intended to deliver nuclear bombs. You can see that it has two radial engines, but it also has a single turbojet in the fuselage. So it was a hybrid airplane. And this was all scratch built by him. The canopy, he used the 2-liter bottle method where you put a buck in the heat shrink, and all super nice. It's all painted, and I can't even describe the detail he put into this thing. It's got panel lines and weathering, and I don't know the size of it, probably 40 something inch wingspan, 2 Norvell 061 glow engines. And so that makes a half A sized airplane, and there's a half A class for this competition. And with half A, you're not allowed to have throttles on your motors. And so that means you start them up and tune them, and they run until they run out of gas. So that means with this twin, you're having a single engine landing on every flight. And obviously you try to make the outboard engine die first so that it doesn't veer into the circle, but you're landing on one engine every time. And the maiden flight went great. You and I were there for the maiden flight, and we did get some video of it that I haven't uploaded yet.
Don't you mean the inboard engine?
What?
Did you want the outboard to quit first? Is that what you said?
You want the outboard to quit first.
That you said the opposite, but now you're
right. And so the maiden flight went great. He scored super high in the static portion of the competition, and he ended up winning the half A class by a good margin. So Keith Trossel, I think is his name, super friendly guy. While he was setting up his plane, I was bugging him with tons of questions, but he was very responsive to me and very nice. So congratulations to Keith. The beautiful, beautiful airplane. And talking to him, multi-engine planes are kind of his thing. And for the half A class, like half A engines are notoriously difficult to start and keep running.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a twin. He was saying in the past, he had campaigned a Hughes, the XF-11, the big twin that he crashed into a field somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And never won production. So he had a model of that he had had in competition before. And it had 2 O2Os in it, like Cox O2Os. So it's hard to imagine getting 2 of those running at the same time. And then he said before that, he had a Republic Rainbow, which is a beautiful airplane, also a reconnaissance thing like a Hughes plane. And he was flying that with 4 O10s at the same time.
Oh my God.
Like,
sorry, that sound.
I would love to hear it. But I can't imagine the difficulty in getting all those things running. And it must have just sounded really cool. It looked really cool.
Very loud. Yeah.
So I'm sure there's more about all the control line scale. What was the stuff we were talking about? Oh gosh, there was, I guess, the scoring, some interesting stuff there with the nose over.
Well, I mean, we don't know the rules, And there was an incident where this gentleman had you declare every maneuver. Did you already mention that?
We talked a little bit, about nothing's guesswork. The pilot or the caller says we're about
It's
to do this.
very formal. I will say that's a surprise to me. I was just like expecting to fly. It was just all, judges just to say, oh, it was a nice flight. But no, I mean, they have to declare everything, taking off or flaps down, and then they have to make 3-4 turns. And then they say, take off complete or turn complete. And so poor guy, he got his cub out there and he says, taking off, and he starts taking off and the winds kicked up. I mean, the winds were just bad, and he nosed over, and that was it. And he said, "Done," and he pulled his club off. I'm like, "There's no mulligan." That's like my interpretation should have been like, if you say you're going to take off, and it doesn't take off, you lose that category.
That maneuver.
Yeah. Okay, you put the plane back up, you restart it, and it's like, and you just take off, and then you do your rest of it. But no, he got a big fat goose egg.
Yeah.
And that seems very unfair.
So it's interesting that you said you thought the whole thing was kind of formal.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the opposite. I thought it was way more informal than I expected.
I totally disagree. You're wrong.
The interaction between the judges and the pilots, super friendly. Obviously, most of them know each other. They've been competing together for a long time. But
okay,
I would say you're a judge. I'd be like, hey, Lee, here's my new maneuvers. I'm going to do this. And because it's this kind
I'm
of
not
plane,
talking about that interaction. I'm talking about the actual flight. I never realized they were going to be talking out loud during the flight.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
And same thing in RC scale, that most of the pilots had a caller and they had a list. And so the judges had a list of what was going to happen. They knew what to expect. And then the pilot said, right, I'm about to do this other thing I already told you about. And, the way I told you I was going to do it.
This is weird. We're batting back and forth between control line scale and RC scale. And that's what we were doing, guys. We were basically going back and forth. So I'm going to say when I was at RC scale, and there's a photo I have of that guy with the card, before he flew, I saw him go to the judge. He goes, well, let's see what we do this time. I mean, so he was like, let's see if I can finish my flight this time. I mean, that's what he actually said. And he was joking with him because I guess he had a problem where he didn't land or whatever. And he goes, I'm going to try to take off. I'm going to try. And he was going through the whole list. And you do that. Before you do your RC scale, you go through the list that you can do. We talked to Mike Barbie, and he mentioned do you remember how many mandatory maneuvers there were?
No.
Okay, I'm assuming 5 or 6 that you have to do takeoff and land, or 2. All right, so a turn or something like that. But then you have a whole variety of other maneuvers you can do. I remember one was the figure 8 turn.
The horizontal figure 8 is a mandatory one. Every plane had to do that.
So I saw 2 judges when the guy said starting it, they do this. And so they'd see the entry point and then the other return point, and he would check to see if they would copy it right in front. But did you hear that the landings are supposed to take or appear or supposed to happen right in front of the pilot, that the wheel should have touched down? Yeah. I didn't see any pilot touch down right in front of them. Did you?
I wasn't paying attention to that part.
Okay. Because I think the goal is to put the wheels down right in front of you. But there was one guy way down there, and one guy who just I saw his plane coming down. He was he dropped down very quickly. Right. So it's hard to get those done.
And that's kind of what I was getting to a minute ago, where if you've not competed because you thought you had to be perfect, or you thought that it was super formal and rigid, it's not. Everybody seemed to be loose and having a good time, and nobody had perfect flights. Some people had poor flights, and all the airplanes have visible flaws and imperfections. These aren't museum pieces. So I think maybe a lot of people are intimidated to do this stuff, but really just dive in. And almost all of these events, whether it's the racing or scale, they have entry-level categories that are intended to get people who aren't familiar with it.
Right, there's an entry-level category. Well, Tony Stillman, who used to work at the AMA, but he's a good friend of ours. We'll see him at RC flying at AirVenture. Yeah. He brought a Saunier.
Maureen Saunier.
And it was, I think, new for him. It was a Balsa USA kit. And he flew. I was there next to him. I recorded his flight on video. And he had a rough landing. And he goes, can you believe they gave me a 9? He goes, I wouldn't have given me a 9. And maybe the conditions were difficult, so they were kind of, making a curve for everybody. But he was almost angry that he got a 9 for that landing. That's not right. So I think some of the points were generous this year.
And maybe it depends on the judges you get for a certain flight. And I think in the precision aerobatics for control line, they purposely have you fly in one set of judges for one flight, and your next flight would be a different set of judges, just to help average everything out.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't even know how to continue. Although I said before, you're missing stuff because there's so many things going on at the same time. I'm super bummed that I missed the control line speed pulse jets.
Oh yeah, we heard them.
Yeah, you don't know what a pulse jet is. It's a super simple jet engine that has like a reed that burns fuel, makes tons of noise, and they fly these things on control lines. Again, they're wicked looking airplanes, like one wing and weird stuff.
It's a rocket on a string.
Yeah, they were doing 180 plus miles an hour on however long those control line cables
and they had to be pretty long because it was like but I mean, if it was 30 or 40 feet, it would
Yeah.
I don't know how long those lines are, but they're much longer than what you would see at control line.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're standard.
Wow.
And for whatever reason, the flights on the pulse jets are like 30 seconds, just depending. So anyway, I was bummed I didn't get to.
Right? You think they have like 10 laps startup and then they count 10 and something like that?
Sure. Okay. The rules are out there, and I probably knew them at some point in the last week, and it's information overload for me now. What's the question?
Is there a size limit? I don't think so.
Woody wants to bring his giant PBY.
But I mean, it would have to be the size limit for model aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can't be larger than 125 pounds?
I don't know.
Yeah. There's a limit for large model aircraft.
Yeah. So Woody, I would say go to the NASA website, not NASA.gov, but the National Association of Scale Air Modelers, the special interest group for scale modeling. If you go to the AMA's website and then look under special interest groups, NASA is listed under there. I assume that the parameters for what airplanes you can use is in there somewhere, but I don't know off the top of my head. There were some pretty big airplanes, that big turbine that actually won. So
yep, the BAE
Hawk.
Yeah,
that was Steve Petrato. That was an ARF, right? Well, I guess it would be considered an ARF. It's the new Hangar 9 turbine, right? Am I making that up, or is that a thing?
Sure. I got a nice photo of that, by the way.
Yeah. That's the Connie that was in.
It's not.
Oh, they're not seeing that. Sorry, folks. So, is there any event that we haven't talked about yet? Regretfully, I didn't spend much time at control line racing. The attendance for that was not high.
We saw one.
Well, I was there before you,
okay.
So I saw a few. So, and the ones like combat and racing, where there's more than one person flying in the same circle at the same time, it's almost more entertaining to watch the pilots than it is the airplanes, because they do this well choreographed dance to try to stay out of each other's way. I assume there's some etiquette and rules involved in that. I don't really know.
There's some hugging sometimes.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
To keep you. Hey, you okay there, buddy? I'll hold you up.
Yeah, it's just interesting to watch how they maneuver themselves around and contort to do what they got to do to keep those things going.
And let me plug again, go to Academy of Model Aeronautics YouTube channel, because you'll see our stuff. But if you go back further into other previous years of NATS, Matt Ruddick did some demystifying the NATS.
Okay.
And you'll see a lot of other segments on those, and you'll see stuff from his angle, from different videos that we shot back then. So you'll see some of that crazy dancing.
All right. So Lee, I want to ask you about something not at all related to NATS.
Oh, good.
Not at all related to Oshkosh.
Oh, not so good.
You weren't on our last episode. Where were you?
Busy.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You had family stuff going on. Right before that, you sent us a picture, or you posted a picture of an A-10 with extra cooling holes in it.
A few.
I don't remember that story, so refresh my memory and tell them.
You know what? I gotta find it because we changed the page here. By the way, I love that. Maybe we can talk about that later.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is.
All right, give me 1 second, folks. By the way, thanks everybody for sticking with us for almost an hour, and he still owes me dinner. That is a lie. You know that was a false reading, Adam. I don't care what you say. I'll give you my results. I'm going to beat you in the average. So
I don't remember. Why do you owe Adam?
triglycerides.
Oh, right. So they had a contest of who is the least healthy.
Yeah, I win. All right, so enough about that. Let's get back to what we were talking about. So my son was gifted this A10. I think it's not, was it a Banana Hobbies? It may have been a Banana Hobbies.
Okay. How big is that?
What, 1.2?
What, twin 64 millimeter?
It might be. I think it's a 64.
Okay.
It's very nice, and we made some repairs to it, and we flew it, and it was awesome. And then we took it out again, and my son goes, "Hey, Dad, there's smoke coming out the back
While it's flying?
While it's flying, and
That's a cool effect.
So we've added a new cooling hole, but we fried that ESC pretty bad. Or wait a minute, why did I put we in there? I didn't do anything. He had his hands on the stick, so unfortunately, the speed controllers lost. Now these were the stock speed controllers. I don't think he was pushing it. Now, truth be told, I modified the ESCs by taking the old, very poorly soldered leads for the EDFs and swapped them out, made new ones thicker. So I didn't go thinner. I didn't 22 gauge like yours. So I did reroute and made them a little longer. So they weren't, because they had like another extension to them. Very poor soldering. So we fixed it. And what?
Those bad solder joints were well manufactured governors to keep down the amp draw.
That's it. So by increasing it, okay. So yeah. So maybe it is my fault. No. Anyway, we fried one of the ESCs, so that's the hole we got. But I'm pretty sure that it's okay. I think he's gonna 3D print a new hatch and leave it like with vents to help it cool. So that's the story.
Was there any cooling air through there in stock form?
Not there, but it had. I think there are vents in the fuselage that went back there.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a photo here, but
and structurally it's still
or underneath, yeah, but.
Okay.
Oh no, it's structurally sound. He got it down right away.
All right.
It's in good shape. But I will say, if you look right here, and I don't know if I can zoom in, I can't. But where my mouse is, this tail has been broken off before, and whoever glued it back on, it's got a little bit of incident issues.
Right.
So we've, I don't know if you can see how much up elevators on there, but we may need to tweak that. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. But he flew it, landed. Oh. I should point out this guy saved it, because when I was putting the lines on the ESCs, I said, you know what we should do? We should put a dedicated BEC in this. And we did. So we got a little 3 amp, because it's like 4 servos maybe. So we got he had a spare. I wired it in. That's what saved him. So there you go.
All right.
BECs.
Thanks, Dad.
Consider them.
But that was not the first flight on that model since you've had
it? No, he had before.
Okay. So that's interesting, because that kind of equipment breakdown, you would think if it's overtaxed, you're going to find out on the first flight.
Right.
But you didn't. So that's like my Catalina, that I used the undersized wires. My fault. I knew they looked small. I used them anyway.
But look, let's be honest here. We don't have them here. They looked like 14 gauge. Right?
The outside.
Yes.
It's got thick insulation.
Yes.
But as soon as you strip it.
But yeah, when you stripped it, it was false, advertising. There was just way too much insulation. It was not the right gauge.
Right. I knew that.
I don't blame you, though.
I'm like, they're calling it 18 gauge. It looks smaller. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it was too thin.
And for the first 10 flights, it was fine. And then one day last week, I'm flying and doing a slide and go on the grass, and one engine stopped. And I got it back in the air and managed to put it in the tall grass without damage. But
do you have the wire over there? The wire you soldered?
I think I chucked them in the garbage earlier. But
right there?
It's melted. If you can picture it, it has PVC insulation. So the insulation just fused itself together. And
it's melty.
And it killed the ESC. I assume at some point the insulation melted enough that 2 of the wires were together and it shorted.
Oh, gotcha.
And it killed one of the ESCs. But so I got it down without damage in the grass. And as I walk over to it, I see smoke coming out. I'm like, uh-oh. So I thought maybe the battery had puffed and started smoking.
That's what we thought.
Or speed control was bad. But no, as soon as I picked it up, I'm like, oh, this is PVC melting.
And I told you there was fire, right? Like
Oh.
his was on fire.
Oh,
It
like
wasn't
flames.
smoky. It was flames.
Oh.
Yes, big orange flames coming up the top.
Okay.
You didn't have that.
You didn't have to extinguish it? Did it just...
They did.
Oh, with
Yeah,
what?
a fire extinguisher.
Oh.
You want the more details? Yeah,
Oh,
we had a water fire extinguisher and we put it out.
Oh, okay. Well, mine was just smoky.
Yeah, because it wasn't the LiPo; it was just the ESC, so it was good.
By the way, melted wires smell almost as bad as melted speed controls. That stink you just can't get rid of.
Why are you so far over there?
I got where you told me to sit. I thought.
I'll move.
Sorry. So anyway, that's what we've been working on today. We rewired that Catalina with proper 16 gauge wire, or was it 18? 18 gauge wire with silicone insulation, which won't melt. And so we'll try that again maybe tomorrow if the weather's better here. And the other thing I was going to talk about, that if it's a problem, you would expect it to happen in the first flight. My old Cessna that we've talked about on here before.
Yeah.
My 60-year-old Carl Goldberg Cessna that was originally escapement single channel is now 3-channel RC. Flown it a dozen or more times. Took that to the IAC with us. Flew it off that same paved runway. My first time flying it off pavement. It was great. You were too busy putting something together. Didn't even look at it. Barely talked to me.
I saw a few of your touch and goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ran out there, went flying, and said, hurry up, get your butt out here. I was still like putting my battery in my plane.
Yeah. I was having a ball because it did great.
It did look good. I glanced over there a couple times.
I could keep it in like nose high and land on the back wheels and kind of keep the nose up a little bit and taxi.
Here comes the PSA.
What's the PSA?
Well, what happens next?
Oh, well, so on my second flight of the second day we had flown it, coming around for an approach and then just stopped responding. And it was 50 feet and it just stayed in a bank all the way into the ground. It hit pretty hard, so I thought it was going to be a write-off. Amazingly, the wing, no damage at all. It's rubber banded on, and yeah, it was just skewed and no damage to that. The only damage I have seen, and I think it's back together now, was a broken prop. So everything else just bounced. The rubber bands and the prop absorbed all the energy.
And what do we think the problem was? Do we want to have everybody guess?
Yeah. What do you think happened? At a site, not much radio traffic.
That's all the information. Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
What was the first question I asked him? And there you go. What do you think the first question I asked him was?
So the answer to your question, I thought I was running an orange receiver in it, but I figured out tonight it's not an orange receiver. It's a receiver that has a Spectrum label on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a counterfeit Spectrum that came with one of my auction finds or a swap meet find.
Is it one of those one L antenna? Like the DSM2 L antennas?
Remember the old 6100Es? They have dual short antennas.
Okay, so is cross not like one up and one over? Or is
right.
That the orange receiver?
Opposite 180
sides?
off. Yeah.
Okay.
But
like a
not
dipole.
Right, but not a genuine Spectrum. I don't recall ever having issues with it before, but that's all I can figure is that it just decided to stop working.
Did you check the batteries in your transmitter?
I did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're fine.
I was just curious everybody else. For battery.
Yeah.
That was Curtis's guess.
Yeah.
The first thing I said is, which receiver do you have in there?
Yeah. So we'll see. I got it back together, and ignorant me, stubborn me, I'm going to keep that same receiver in it for now.
Oh, no.
And see what happens.
Are you really?
All right, maybe I'll change it.
Yeah.
I hate throwing away receivers.
Put a 10-channel DSMX in there with 2 satellite receivers.
My Park Zone.
No, don't do that.
Visionaire. What was it? Oh, doggone it.
Artisan. Let me tell you why you shouldn't do that. And you guys out there can back me up. Because you talk highly of that plane and how much fun you had just now about the touch and goes.
I know.
You should put a better receiver in there and roll that out.
All right, fine. I'll do it.
Thank you.
But
agree?
I have a problem. It's a hoarding problem. So my Park Zone Artisan was my favorite plane for months. I took that to the field every time, no matter what else I was flying. It just flew great all the time. And then one day it lost signal and went in. And this was a bind and fly with a AR-63 something Spectrum receiver. And I'm like, you know what? That was a weird thing. It's never happened before. It probably won't happen again. I put it back together, flew it again with that receiver, put in 20 flights. One day the same thing happened.
No way.
Only worse, yes. And so I came home like, this receiver. I'm going to hit it with a sledgehammer and then burn it and then probably bury it. And then I got it out and you're like, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I could not bring myself to throw that thing away. So now it's in my receiver drawer. It's got tape on it with writing. I'm not sure this works.
And so while I'm here, while he's sleeping, I'm going to sneak down here and I'm going to find that receiver and I'll just take it away so it's out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind.
What's wrong with me? I don't know why I can't just throw that.
And it's funny because I said the same thing about my Corsair. I love that H&M Corsair. And what do I have in it? I have a stupid orange receiver in that thing. Yeah. And every time I fly it, I go, what am I doing? I've got whatever you've got. You've jinxed me. And so I do have an 8-channel receiver that I bought to replace it. I haven't flown it in a while. But that was my next step, is to take that yucky thing out. I mean, I haven't had any problems with it. And did you give me that receiver? Did that come with the plane? Okay. But yeah, curious if you guys are pro or anti-orange receivers or lemon receivers. I've had good luck with the latest lemon receivers. I've been using them in my 50 millimeter jets. Do you see something?
Seeing what the other comments are. So I'd be more interested, if we're asking for feedback, what are dumb things that you do that you know are risky and ill-advised, RC related, that is.
I was trying to go, where do we want to go with this?
With your airplanes or other RC toys. You know they're dumb, but you do them anyway because it works for you, or it has in the past. Or maybe even been bitten by it and you still continue to do it. So
glue. What you use a glue, like a CA, you go, that sure is a lot thicker than it should be, and just use it anyway. By the way, what is that? What is your policy on like medium CA on the viscosity? Do you use it even if it goes like thick CA? Do you label CA with a date and just decide to get rid of it after a year or two?
I use it until it stops curing the way it should.
How do you know?
Well, there's a time frame. You put it on, and then not in 10 seconds, it's not cured, then it's probably going bad. Right?
With or without kicker?
Without.
Huh. Okay. Risky and ill-advised. Have dinner with Lee and Terry. Thanks, Adam. You're the best. I don't think I'm having dinner with you again.
He's supposed to meet up with Fitz this week.
Oh, is he?
He's. Can we call him a groupie? He's our groupie.
I wonder who's paying for that dinner. No, but I was like, I've been buying CA on and off when I go to events, and I just, I always like to get an extra bottle or two. But I find it just odd that there are bottles that I have that are very similar that are sitting on the table like that. Is it Zap foam? Yeah. So
this episode brought to you by
Zappo foam. So I have two bottles that I bought around the same time, and boy, I'll tell you, it's weird. One of them, and I mean the lids are on, but one of them is like really thick. I don't know, gosh, you can't tell, but this is like, the other one's like,
I can tell you.
And that's what I give up. I say, if it's not moving like it should, like when I bought it, I don't trust it.
Well, you live in a swamp that's always super humid, and it's water that makes these start to cure. Up here, where it's less humid, I do find that the shelf life is much longer. Like when I lived in Houston, I would never keep CA on my workbench without a lid on it. But up here, whatever, I just keep the lid off. What's the question? Nice shirt. Hey, Fitz for this. I wonder if he can actually join.
Fitz, can you join? Do you want to join Fitz? I don't know if you can. Oh, well, wait a minute. You can use your phone to join Fitz if you'd like to get on board. So I'll send you a link. And hey, Stewie!
And Tony lives in Sheboygan.
See, well, I just read his comment here. What does it say? 4.83 volts slip receiver, and that's a 5-cell. Here,
It'll get better in the air.
I'm gonna copy this and send this to. We might get Fitz in here. We didn't tell. By the way, let's just be honest here. We did not tell Fitz that we were gonna do this because we knew he was away. And that little guy, he does these live shows on Hobby View, and then what does he do? He gets like 100 viewers who watch him just sit in his garage and build stuff. So we'll give him the link, and if he can get his phone to hello. Oh, that's the wrong thing.
So while he's messing with this, I just want to say again, thanks to everybody for joining us tonight on such short notice, or even if it was long notice, it doesn't matter. We appreciate you hanging out with us and asking questions and sharing thoughts and being part of the team. Are you almost done now?
I'm trying. I can't hit the send button because that thing's in the way.
Weird.
You can still talk. I mean,
Yeah.
some reason there we go.
So in one of our videos that we posted while we were at the Nats, somebody said, hey, when you're in Green Bay, go to the Star Wars themed cheesesteak place. And I've lived here for almost 3 years. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Oh.
But it does. And so we went there today for lunch. And we had mixed feelings about it. But the food was, and it is definitely Star Wars themed. So I wouldn't say it's like the cantina, but I think that's probably what they're going for to some degree. Yeah.
I will be honest. It could be any other name, and it would still be cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
I mean, as when we talked to Fitz earlier today, he's like, "Well, do they have names like the Chewy something? What did he call it?" I mean, they don't have any fun names. I mean, the menu didn't seem to have a Star Wars theme to it, did it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's just, I mean,
aesthetically, it has a Star Wars vibe.
It was good cheesesteak. So,
and one of the waitresses had Leia buns on the side. What do you call that?
Buns, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Buns.
Side buns. I don't know. Anyway, so it was good. We had a nice lunch. And so thanks to, I need to go back to that post and comment. So thanks to who put that out there.
Yeah.
So does that mean Fitz is joining us?
I don't know. He says,
Okay.
I have no idea. So
yeah,
he may not join us. But if you go to your email, Fitz, and click the link, it might just take you right to the website. And you can just use your phone and join in. We'll see you pop up. But do we need you?
So Craig brings up a good point here. Bring up Craig's comment. He talks about using balance boards to charge with, which Craig does all the time, but I don't trust them, and I don't know why. Where you hook batteries in parallel to charge them?
Yes. Yes, I don't. I have one in my charger case. I don't use it.
Yeah.
And then when I do use it, I use it for one battery. Because it has all the adapters on there. So I can, I can pick any one of them I want. But you're right. I mean, unless I was flying the same plane where I had 3 or 4 batteries, I would. But here's the problem. If you have a full charged one and you have 4 that are identical and you can't remember, hey, look who's here. See if I can add him here. Hey, buddy!
Hey, is this thing on?
Yes. Now our views will go to 800, and we're just gonna. Terry and I will leave, and he will take over.
Oh, and we can.
Sorry, the lighting in this room is terrible.
Yeah.
Wait, Lee's view on Gorilla Wood Glue.
Oh, that's. I sent you guys that email the other day. So Woody sent us a message asking about using wood glue on different plywoods, and I responded, it should work fine. Aliphatic glue on plywood should stick like crazy, except if you have a large area of it, the middle is going to take a long time to dry.
Absolutely. I was going to say that, and you could get some warping if it's too thin.
Right, because of the moisture.
Yeah, so you definitely, if you're using a lot of glue on thin pieces, you need to weigh it down flat. But I like the glue. I keep a bottle in there.
Yeah, so corn-reduced glue is basically what we're talking about on plywood. Your thoughts, Fitz?
Aliphatic glue, yeah. It's good. It's good for it because it's always a little bit malleable. What do you want to call it? Say semi-flexible, so it's good for filling gussets and things like that.
Okay. All right. Next question. Your thoughts on parallel charging?
For me?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
To save time.
I have a dual output charger, so I don't need to do it. So you get twice the battery at half the speed.
Right. Unless you just bump up the rate, if you've got the headroom for that. My concern with it is if the batteries aren't the exact same voltage when you plug them in, they're going to instantly equalize at whatever rate physics tells them to do.
Yeah, as long as they're close. I mean, if one's fully charged and one's dead, yeah, it's going to be a problem. But if they're within, say, 10% of each other or something like that, I think it's usually not a problem.
For me, I'm like you. I've had multi-port chargers for so long. It's never been a serious consideration to to need a parallel charger.
Yeah. The only thing is, if you have a bad cell, you may not know it very well if you're doing parallel charging.
Because I have to mute every time he talks in our speakers.
Oh, is it echoing?
For those of you, because in the comments, both Curtis and my wife have said you're echoing. It's not your fault. I think it's because our microphone here is picking up the speaker. So you check.
How about now? Is it a little better?
Well, it's going to echo. I don't know, unless you have the settings turned on for echo canceling, and I have echo canceling turned on ours.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. So I'm messing with the. Every time you talk, I mute us.
If we each get one earbud.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't have microphone earbuds with me.
It may be us because the microphone's so close to our speaker. We're not using headsets.
What if the laptop was in front of the microphone?
Oh, I think I found the settings. Hold on a second. Dark screen settings. Audio.
Sorry, guys. We're just this is again live on the fly.
No, echo canceling is on.
Okay, I just turned ours on because I think it was off. So hopefully it's better.
Okay. And I turned the volume down, so hopefully there won't be any echoing back.
If it starts echoing again, folks, let us know, and I will in fact mute manually to just let Fitz have a word or two. We're going to be done in 5 minutes though.
Maybe.
Yeah, he came on just in time for you guys to leave.
Well, you can take over. We'll exit out. We'll go finish Word on Planes. You'll have the channel to yourself. Actually, Stuart just said it's working good now. So.
Okay, so it's on your end.
It might be my end.
So what did I miss? What's that?
How are you?
Okay, just busy week. Just I'm here for work. Though I did have a great couple days hanging out with Newsgodas, so I'll have to talk about that on our next podcast.
We talked about it a little at the beginning of this one. So
it was really neat to link up with those guys, and they're doing some pretty cool stuff. So, definitely we want to talk.
All right. Cool. And we're getting thumbs up on the sound quality now. So
okay.
I think whatever you do.
Yeah. It's neat here for my first time in Cleveland. So this is pretty neat. We were actually talking with one of my coworkers. We're going to see if we can go out to there's a local museum that's auto and air.
Oh.
So we're going to check that out. Oh, Steve's in the chat. Never mind. No.
A different news guy.
We take it all back. No, we were talking good about you, Steve. Did you just join us? If you did, we had a big segment about you earlier.
And your new announcement. By the way, I knew about the 109 a few weeks ago, but I was sworn to secrecy until after the website went live on the 13th. So it was tough, but I kept my lips shut.
Yeah, I was fortunate to be able to get a little bit behind the scenes of their operations, and some pretty neat stuff. And it sounds like they have a lot of really good, cool ideas in the back burner waiting to be released as they seem fit. So definitely keep an eye on them, follow them. They have a YouTube page, which I didn't know. So I think it's called 13 Squadron. Check out, like and subscribe to their YouTube, and you'll stay informed about things they're doing. And he had some 2 videos on there as well. You got to check out the 109. You mentioned the 109. He has one that is all dolled up, and it's fantastic looking. You wouldn't know it was a foam board plane. I'll put it that way.
So earlier when we were talking about them, I posed the question, when did it go from BF 109 to ME 109? And as predicted, Adam has the answer for us.
Of course. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, did you already see it? I didn't notice it till just now.
I saw it in the chat. Yeah,
apparently it's
meter floods dug or whatever it was.
They had 51% or whatever.
Fires plug works.
Can you screenshot that?
I wish I could. We'll hopefully have a recording of that. Thanks.
We just got an extreme close up of you.
We entertain ourselves.
I was trying to read the teeny tiny writing.
I know. It's just
So I'm looking on a cell phone. Oh wow. Dumbass me didn't think to use my laptop that's sitting over there with a larger screen.
That's okay.
It actually looks good. We're just looking up you, not like level.
Yeah, look up my nostrils.
And you sound really good. So again,
really?
the joke was we were just thinking, would you do this all the time on your channel just for fun? I just asked Terry if he was willing to do a live show, and he said yeah. So I think we've covered everything we want to talk about. So say goodnight, Grace. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys were doing a show. I just got back from dinner, so I was going to pop up on YouTube, see some various things, see what's going on. I see you're like, wait a minute.
It's
RC Roundtable live?
His own live show.
Yeah, he was probably.
Watch Fitz in his hotel.
Yeah.
But
boring hotel with this weird artwork here on the wall.
Is that a Pollock?
Oh, what now?
A Jackson Pollock?
I have no idea who that is.
Artist.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about art. I don't know anything about music. Don't know anything about sports.
Do you have any questions for us about what we've been doing?
Where do I start? So you got anything to show for yourselves? So you said you're working in the workshop today. You got anything accomplished?
We did. We've both been working on our PBYs.
You're gonna fly them out back?
We are.
That's the plan. If the weather cooperates, it's a bit gusty right now.
Nasty weather right now.
So you're gonna hang around there for a couple of days before going to Oshkosh? Is that what the story is?
On Mondays when Oshkosh starts, and we'll be there.
We're going to be using all the training equipment. We're going to get it all configured properly this year. So when we get there, we'll have buddy boxes and color codes and all that jazz.
Without going into big details, you think you saw everything you needed to see at the Nats?
No.
No? Really?
We were talking about before. There's so much going on concurrently, you just can't. And so you pick and choose, and then you come back the next year and you got the things you missed.
It's like AirVenture, exactly. Yeah.
So bits, if RAM or a pulse jet speed control line is going on at the same time as a Curtis pusher is flying at RC scale, which one do you go see? Yes.
Oh man,
a real choice there.
Which child do you love more?
Yeah, really. How do you split that baby?
And there's a Sikorsky RC helicopter flying over there.
Yes.
That's cruel, unusual punishment.
It is, and that's what we dealt with all week. So,
wow,
we suffered through.
Now, some of the stuff was staggered, right? That's because the scale wasn't all week. It was only a few days versus the control line combat versus whatever, right?
Right. And there's still more events to go. There's soaring and free flight and pattern and IMAC. So more to come.
I do want to touch free flight with a guy we met.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. Did you remember his name?
No.
So there was this older gentleman. He's lived in Muncie since in the 70s. And he flies free flight, and my trailer was parked at Site 3 Fitz.
Yeah.
And we were going to go do some flying. We were running out of time, so we only got like 2 flights in. But I saw this guy coming over the hill of Site 3 with a Z-turn mower. And I thought it was one of the guys working, to mow the facility because there were some other trucks behind us. So I drive up to my thing, and I see him pull up next to me, and then he reaches down and grabs a free flight plane. I was like, oh, wow, because I saw some guys earlier said, oh, maybe this flew over here. And he goes, that was his Z-turn. He pulled it from his house. He towed his Z-turn mower all the way to the IAC. And he was flying free flight, and then he race it with his Z-turn mower.
You say Z-turn. We call them zero turns. But yeah,
we call them Z-turns.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know what they are, right, Fitz?
So yeah, zero turn. It's usually have 2 handles, kind of a tank drive thing.
Yeah. So it was just you see guys with bikes or motorcycles, but I've never seen someone with a Z-turn mower.
Yeah, talk about crude but effective, huh?
It was fun. He goes, well, I just like the comfort. It's comfortable. It's 4 wheels. It's it's a little slower. And he did mention
a little slow.
Some of the contest is that you have to go get it and whatever. I mean, I think you can relaunch it or something. I'm not sure of the rules, but we had a nice conversation with him. We sat around and watched him fly and talked with us, and yeah.
So another night we were out there flying, a guy came up doing free flight, came up and started chatting with us, and Lee was flying his P-38, and he said, "Oh, I used to have a P-38, and it was electric." And
oh my God.
So this was in the, I think he said the mid 80s. He had an electric P-38. And so Lee jokingly said, oh, yeah, with 45 NICAD sub-Cs. He's like, yeah, 22 per side. That's 44.
44
Oh, wow.
cells.
Yeah, hardcore. Wow. That's awesome.
I think he said a 91-inch wingspan, and it had the Model Airtech belt drives with the DeWalt motors. Anyway, we had a cool conversation and chatted with the guy. But yeah, it's just funny to joke about all those batteries. And it's like, yeah, that's about right. And he said it flew great.
It took how many days to charge?
Right.
Hey, switching gears for a second. Stuart just asked me a question. Stuart, I need you to expand further. You're asking if we heard anything about Georgetown, but you mentioned the swap meet facility. I'm curious if you're talking about maybe the weather, like because they're close to the river. I just was wondering if that's what the question was about.
So Fitz and I announced the event on the last one. So
okay,
we threw it out there, but yeah, maybe there's a problem.
So Stuart, if you're still with us, let us know if you're wondering if because yeah, I'm not even sure what it's called. It's a Georgetown Community Center, but it is right next to the river. Well, one of the rivers out there. Georgetown's closer to Austin, so it's further north than what happened in Kerrville. But anyway,
let us know
if you were just curious about the event.
Can you bring up the website and see if there's anything?
It'll take me a second, but yeah.
Okay. So, Fitz, are you going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Told you I didn't know anything about music.
Well, I guess you could learn. But you like music.
I like it. I don't know anything about it.
Maybe they have a section for Japanese anime theme songs.
Right.
No?
Just next to the side for whale songs.
I'll be honest, and this is probably an unpopular opinion. I went there a few years ago, and I was like, it was okay. I felt like it was disjointed and kind of sporadic, and there was no continuity to it. So I may go back one day.
It was interesting. Dinner. Some of the locals were all excited about the Superman movie of all things, because apparently a bunch of it was filmed here in Cleveland.
Oh, all right.
So they're all saying that, yeah, if you watch it, you can recognize this part and that thing, and they go, okay.
They'll have a tour. So Stuart was in fact asking if the weather had hurt the community center, and Stuart, I don't know. I've been up here, but just to chime in, it kills me what happened in Texas, in Kerrville, and my heart aches for everyone who suffered both in loss of life and loss of property, and they're having to rebuild. So I'm sure everybody's keeping up with it, but my little plug here is that we all need to think about the families right now and not think about who didn't do what, because I've been through tragedies that happen suddenly for no reason. You can't figure it out. And we say it's an act of God, but that 20 something plus feet in an hour or two, that's just not something you can prepare for. So gosh, I'm sad. I'd love to be there and support these families. We had a couple of, at least what I was told, my sister-in-law's neighborhood, they lost a couple of families, lost their child. So anyway, I don't know, Stuart. That's a good question. If anybody else has been affected, I hadn't heard. So what's that? Switching gears. Most Cleavers feel the same way about Rock Hall. Steve?
So, okay. I guess it is not a unique opinion about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All right. Go figure. My wife liked it. She was there with me. She would go back in a heartbeat, but I would go, but I don't need to. Not like the Air Force Museum. I'd go there every day of the week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Fitz, you're going there, right?
I plan on it. That's going to be my Saturday day trip if it all works out.
Signing autographs?
Oh, goodness gracious.
No.
If you see Fitz out there, ask for a sticker. He'll give you a hobby view.
I do have stickers with me. Yes, I do.
You do like the shirt, right?
That shirt's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get one.
Do you get a discount?
Actually, no.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't
I
bring
guess
my nub,
technically
so-
I do, because if I buy it, I get a little bit of a kickback. So yes, I do get a discount
Okay.
on the back end, not initially.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the government takes their share of yours.
Yeah, so that reduces the discount.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've hit everything on the list. I don't think we have any more pending questions. Are we done here?
I think we are.
Okay.
Do you have any last minute stuff you want to throw in before we head out?
No, not really. Good to see you guys. Sorry I can't be there. I would love to hang out. Didn't work out, obviously, because I'm here. So maybe next time. Of course, there's always September. So
Well, we'll be following up, guys. Those of you who are with us, we will have a podcast after I get back from AirVenture. We'll tell you all about it. And do keep up with AMA on Facebook and YouTube, because I will do my best to provide some video content from what's happening out there, or at least posts on Facebook, and maybe our Instagram page too. But I'm sure Terry will be throwing some out there on our RC Roundtable social media channels. So let us know. And maybe Fitz will share stuff if he ever thinks about it on our Facebook page from the museum.
Yeah. So we missed you a lot at the Nats, Fitz. There were 100 times where I was looking at something. I'm like, oh, Fitz would think this is really cool. So.
Oh, and by the way, Fitz, you will get, I promise you will get an invitation from AMA inviting you to participate in our Nats Noobs coverage, because it'll be the 100th anniversary of the first Nats.
But I wasn't there.
No, this coming
next year.
2026.
Oh, next year. Oh.
So
Mark is really wanting the trio there. I think it would be a blast.
The Three Stooges?
Three, yeah, I think so. But it does require you to take a long vacation, because you got to do what I'm doing. You got to go there for Nats, then you got to come here to Chez Dunn, and then we all have to go to AirVenture again.
You can work remotely. It's fine.
We'll find you a place to type a couple of times.
And it's just a government job.
Type out a couple of emails. I'm working. Yeah. I'm totally not sitting next to the lake flying model airplanes. I'm working.
Get the automatic mouse thing that makes it look like you're...
Go find a doppelganger.
Look like I'm clicking. All right. That sounds like a plan.
We'll add here, for those of you listening, we will hopefully... We haven't got tickets yet, Fitz.
Yeah, I still need to do that. Yeah.
Yes. We'll all be at Neat Fair in September, so we better get doing that. So I will call you, Fitz, on my trip home, Wisconsin, and we'll go over that.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Well,
all right. Thanks for inviting me in. Nice talking to you guys. Have fun. Well, keep track of you guys' adventures and stay out of trouble. And no, I'm not going to bail you out of jail.
All right. We'll let you go.
All right. I'll see you.
Bye.
All right, guys. Good time.
Yeah, fun. Good way to spend a Wednesday evening.
It was fun, and we got more stuff to do, so maybe we'll go to bed. Get up tomorrow and do some more building. Finish the PBYs, and then some fishing, maybe.
Some fishing and lots of aero scouting. Yep. Building aero scouts, fixing aero scouts, flying aero scouts.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you all again on a podcast very soon.
Yep. And come on. When you're doing Fitz, you got to do Fitz. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, what does he go? What does it do? You got to visit all our social media channels. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps our algorithms. What else do you want to say?
I don't know. Say somebody's name wrong.
I don't know. Senor Monet. That was the plane. All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.